Yeah, let me just pull the stream up on my phone. How are we doing, Grease Monkeys? Manufacturers Cup Round 3, Deep Forest. Won a race in the last round. Ah, turn the wheel on. Ah, it's not plugged in. Why? Here it is. Okay, there we go. Wheels on. Last time I did practice was 2 days ago. Not very familiar with this track, being completely honest. I know this track. I've done it a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm the greatest at it. However, we are fairly high in the leaderboard at the moment, so we'll see how we go. First corner. Just deciding that to get familiar with the track. And to get myself over the rhythm. Don't brake hard enough. There's 2 gear shifts coming down the straight, or down the hill rather. Absolutely terrible. slow on the gas, yeah. It's like I'm not watching what I'm doing. That was good. I need to do what I did there again. That was great. Yeah, I knew that last one was terrible. I was left a bit early. Yeah, that last lap, the launch off that corner was amazing. I'm not surprised I'm losing on this straight. It was alright through the first sector, but I lost it in that last little bit. The first corner was good. Still got it in the end. Now I'm more on the hairpin. Okay. 1,000th slower on the second sector. Mid 128's not bad for my bracket. Oh, 128.3. Okay. Late on the gas. I looked away from the screen. Too late. Too early on the roads. Seems as though I should have done more practice. Yeah, don't touch the grass on the entry, it'll send you long. Not on the braking zone, you just slap around. I mean, 128.8, but 128.9 rather, but not the worst way. It's a 129, yeah, but yeah, and I'm missing a break point there. It's a 128.9, but I mean, at the same time, they're fairly consistent laps, given that I didn't touch it in the day. And we still got a qualifying session to actually set in the race, so I mean, we could probably improve. See if we got enough time to get a quick. I don't think we will. I wanted to get a quick look at the data log. At least we'll be able to see our sectors here. Okay, so a good sector is 24.8 in sector 1, 31 flat in sector 2, 32.3 in sector 3. Okay, so want to be averaging 30. About 128 mids for race pace. Probably a little lower, maybe low mid. 118.2, 118.3, 118.4. 128 rather, not 118. Damn, 118, that'd be a flying lap. Okay, so here we go. Here's the race. Anyone in here that I know that is quick? Not that I can see. I don't recognize any names. Marchin, but he's further ahead. Okay, so it's all B-class lobbies. There's another Audi down in, what is it, 15th? Yeah, we still got more time to actually get better laps. I mean, this is the second to last race until midnight. So it's a little bit high stakes given the pace. I want to get it a little bit higher for our class because I think we're in the top 2,500 for lap time. Probably gone down since the last check, to be honest. Probably down to like 6,000 now or something. But with that time, that puts us, from what I've seen in the lobby leaderboards, if you're around the 6,000th fastest, in B lobbies, you'll probably finish about high mid pack, so 6th to 4th. If you're top 2,000, you're prone to win a couple more of your races. If you're, I don't know, down in say 3,000th, you'll probably get average podiums, but not very often win. That's kind of what I noticed from these races anyway. Only 145 points. It could have been 178. If you look on the right, you can see our points on the leaderboard. It could have been 178. Oh wait, yeah, 177 rather. But we got robbed of 17 points by Gran Turismo because I didn't realize its most recent finish, not highest finish. What's the points table again? I didn't see. 90 up for grabs. Okay. I need to get my driver rating a little bit higher so we can get higher points in the bank. But here we go, qualifying. We're on the medium and we one of the first on track. I just want to have a quick look at the weather radar. I don't think there's going to be any weather. No weather. Alright, here we go. Out onto track. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to build myself a bit of a gap coming out here. Just so that if someone in front of me goes a little bit slow, I've still got space to set a good lap and not have any compromises from someone else in front. There's a bit of a concertina effect on the track though, because it looks like everyone's trying to do the same thing, but that does end up in us losing total qualifying time to set a fast lap. Going to back off a little bit on the straight so that the guy in front can go a little further forward. It looked like he did the same thing. But we should all be going on fast laps now, so we'll see how it goes. gas here. 128.3 across the line. Oh, okay. They'll get faster than that. I imagine they'll be seeing quite a high laps. Man, I could have been faster there, but I dropped it on the first right-hander. I'm going to build more gap, because this guy in front of me is kind of distracting. And give us more time for a proper lap. Because we already threw away the lap, so we'll see what we can do. Play it smart, not hard. If we're lucky, we might have another go. Didn't mean to shift to third there. .127.1 is ridiculous. Man, if they were ghosted, that might not have compromised the lap, but that lap is gone now. A 128.3 isn't terrible, but I want it better. 7th on the grid. So far. Oh yeah, 7th on the grid. Ah, yeah, 3/10 off. Okay, well, gave it our best shot. I mean, that last lap it got compromised by not Kanye. One of the Audis was going quite slow on a corner and wasn't ghosted, so we couldn't go through. So we went off by a tenth, but managed to secure 7th with a mediocre lap. There was more time, but wasn't able to capitalise on that. So I guess we're just going to have to fight for our place. I'm predicting maybe a 4th place, maybe a podium if we're lucky. But a 1:27.1 is just absolutely ridiculous. That's crazy pace. Someone got a 1:27.3. My best is a 1:27.9, so Raymond might be within reach, but I don't know about first and second. You never know. There's 20 laps of racing here, 4 times tyre wear, 2 times fuel rate, so tyre wear is going to become quite a strong factor towards the end of the race. We are starting with 145 points, and PC Race in second has 196, so we might be up for a fight if we ever see him, but it looks like our lobby in front of us is very similar in pace. 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th are all within sight of the 10th. So that's some pretty fast racing, and then 3rd is 4 tenths faster than 3 tenths faster than 4th. So it's a bit of a tight lobby for just under the podium. We're up for 90 points tonight, which would, if we did end up getting that, we would go up to 235 points. So it'd be a very crucial points game. Second gets 86. There's someone with 247 points already. I just saw down the bottom. So we're not in the highest lobby, but that's why we don't get points, because we're not in the highest lobby. Anyway, here's the intro. Alrighty, so after a mediocre qualifying, we are starting in 7th place on the grid. Not the worst, not the best. Could have gotten a high mid-pack, but we've still got 20 laps of hard, dry racing ahead of us. It's a bit of a tight lobby in front of us as well, so it looks like we're going to be fighting through these S's, and crashes do happen often through there, so anything can happen. 7th on the grid, 6 places to make if we want to make it first. Angry and in front of us setting a 128.3, another 128.3, and then another 128.3. Only 0.02 of a second between me and 6th place, and a 10th between me and 8th. So pretty tight lobby in the upper half of the, pretty tight times in the upper half of the lobby. Still pretty tight throughout the field, to be honest, but we're still 2 seconds down for 13th, so. And that's the one that held us up on the corner and compromised our last lap. But that's fine, that's racing. Alright, now just going to take a quick squiz at the radar. Don't think there's anything coming. We had a wet race in the last race. One of them we actually did end up getting a win. We spun out on the first lap into 13th position and regained to the first place within 19 laps, I think it was. So, not a bad performance. Either way, this is a new race here, Deep Forest Raceway, 20 laps. On the medium tyre there is a mandatory pit stop, but there is no mandatory tyre change. So we are just going to tyre type change rather. So we're just going to stick on the mediums and see where we end up 20 laps after this. What the hell? Good thing that was ghosted, because I would have died. Kind of like him, but not that way. The big thing is here for the end of the race, so I'm going to take it very easy on this first lap. while everyone's gone crazy jostling for positions. We've got front and rear bumper damage. Not huge through here, but it does affect the way the car handles a little bit. It mostly affects the way that the car accelerates and its top speed. Either way, 2 positions off the start, a little bit of an argy-bargy, but we got our way through. And we're now sitting with 1.5 behind and 2.5 in front, so not the worst first lap. Got settled very quickly. Yeah, I knew that was slow. Right, so we are gaining on 4th a little bit, and it looks like it's because 4th and 3rd are having a little bit of a battle right now. As I can also see on my track radar down here, I can see 2 blue arrows very close to each other. Very promising. Am I braking too much? Is that what it is? Oh no, I've got a 3-second lead to 6th place. Oh, but at the same time, I'm going around positions a bit. And there would have been quite a bit of a fight. Yeah, it's a very comfortable position where we are now then. That wasn't smooth. Well, with the way it looks at the moment, I think it might just be 5th all the way to the end. And I did a little bit of practice on this race with the tyre wear earlier on with a custom model. And in this race there's easily no tyre change. Like, there's no, you don't need to change your tyres. You do need a pit, but you don't need to change your tyres. Limits. Yep. Terrible line. Terrible line. I thought I could do that. Well, old mate behind me is quite close, but I'm thinking with how much time there is left, I wouldn't mind actually using him to gain a little bit of extra time on the straights. Because it seems like in some corners he's actually quite a bit faster than us. So the slipstream could prove quite useful actually. But he does have to get to us first. I'm not slowing down for him to get here. If he's faster, he is faster. If he's not, well, it's just us. Terrible. Yeah. Oh shit. I love when I see that. Yes. And it's the leader as well. Oh, he's gonna get straight back past us then. Oh no, the second place guy. Alright, well, we'll see if he gets swallowed up by Set for Destruction, who is right behind him now. Okay, well, if this guy gets in front of us, then... Oh, but he might be bringing Set for Destruction to the party. Wait, oh, he is! Okay, that's gone not the way I want at all. Oh, wow. They hit the wall behind me. Okay, so still not in a bad position. Ah, they were still side by side. I don't know what happened back there then. Alright, so now we're sitting in fourth. All of our positions are made pretty much from people crashing. Oh wow, that was a real bad switchback. Yeah, I know. I'm overthinking my steering is what's happening. That was a good launch. Not the best, but good. We're managing to pull a lead. Not gaining on third, but those guys have run away and they're running a bump draft down the straight. Trying to catch first place, who was 12 seconds in front of us, so 6 seconds in front of third and second. Probably 5 in front of second. Because there's a bit of a gap there. Braking way too early there. Still managing to get a good exit, but pretty consistent times on the right hand side. Finally breaking to 29. Yeah, that was too late. I knew that was too late. That lost a lot of time. Don't give me minutes for that. Are people swapping? I'm going straight to the end. How long is it in there? You think they're swapping? I think some of them are swapping tyres. Now, I did a little bit of... They are. They're actually swapping tyres. Now, I did a little bit of practice on this track in an open lobby a couple of days ago. And this race is very easily a no pit stop race. Or a no tyre change anyway. Because there's no mandatory tyre type change, but there is a mandatory stop. So I guess you can bite the bullet, but it gives you 5 seconds extra time. No, 6, sorry. Because when you go into the pit, I trialed this out on the race when I was practicing. If you go into the pit and you don't get a tyre change, it's 1.9 seconds spent at the pit stop. and it's still 20 odd seconds through the pit through the pit road. But if you do go for a stop, hang on, give me a sec. Still missing that damn apex. If you do go for the actual tyre change, it's another 5 seconds, because you go up to 6.5 seconds spent in the pit stop. Missing the gear shift, yeah. And I mean, if you look at our tyres, our front right is only just half worn. So we could justify it, but I don't want to lose 5 seconds of time, when 5 seconds was the distance from where we were to second and third. And you could argue, yeah, you can gain that back with the fresher tyres, but if you can hold yourself off with the old tyres and someone in front of you stays on their tyres, and you can just stay on the track, when the tyres really start to fall off towards the end of the race, you could still win because someone spun out. But the key thing to that plan is you can't spin out yourself, because you just completely unravel all the work you did. I mean, we're actually pulling a gap to the people who were behind us. They pulled 4 tenths to us through the last hairpin at the end of the last lap, and now we're 7 tenths up, coming up to the same hairpin. I'm not turning early enough as well. That's kind of a problem. I should probably stay in first for that corner, but see, here's another person going into the pits. 6, 7, 8. 24 seconds. Okay, so it looks like he did a tyre change. Or 24 odd seconds. I don't know about that for sure, don't quote me, but he doesn't look so far back that he did a tyre change. But he did go into the pits. See, if we just stay conservative with our tyres towards the end of the race, like, yeah, they'll have the fresh tyres, but if we conserve our tyres, it's a big lead for them to make up. It can be up to 15 seconds depending on how bad their pit stop is and their outlap. Your outlap is very important, because if your outlap is bad, everyone has changed tyres, but if their outlap is bad and I keep a constant pace like I do now because I'm in first place with only one person contesting, which I'm actually happy with, because then we can use the slipstream to pull away further on the straights and minimise the risk of the undercut happening, then if I do need to come into the pits because my tyres are worn, I should have plenty of space. Although I say that, yet the person who was in second is only 5.3 seconds behind us, so I don't know. Probably because I'm driving like that. So yes, the guy behind me is still sitting at 5.3 seconds, especially after that last corner where he got a really good exit. But through that first windy section, we were holding them off through that. So we got 6 laps, so I'm going to pit now. There's 6 laps till the end of the race, which means they will have pretty much 10 lap old tyres towards the end of the race. But I will only have essentially almost half their life in terms of tyre wear. which means I'll have fresher tyres towards the end of the race. I don't know if they're actually going for the tyre change though, that's the thing. But your tyres do fall off through that first section. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I think everyone else did, but the leaders did not. Because the people I were fighting for time are now pulling up on us right now in this corner. Going deep into turn 1, nice. Alright, so we've got fresh mediums on. PC race is 17s behind us. Let's see what we can do. That feels much better. See if I can flash my hazards at him and get him to work with me to catch the leaders. 10 seconds though. That was nice on the inside, but we didn't lose too much time. But I did miss a gear shift, so that's not exactly fast. But we're still heavily in the slipstream, so we use that to pull away from Kanye in 6th place. Managed to keep it on the track at least. I took that first right-hander a little too shallow. Not a little, a lot too shallow. Okay, so not an ideal outlet, which means we are still sitting in our 5th place before we did the pit stop. If I didn't change tyres, we might have still been in the lead, but I gave it my best shot at least. Still 4 laps anyway. This guy's spun out already, so who knows. I need to let off the brake a little bit sooner for that corner so I can actually make my apex. Not too far off our best though. That corner is absolutely crucial, but for some reason, unbeknownst to me, I can never get it right. Because okay, never mind, we are up on our time, but we're still not quite catching 4th place. Still missing our apex. I really need to work on that hairpin. Alright, 3 laps to go. Let's see what happens. 4th is 2.3 in front of us, but we are also 4.5 in front of 6th. And it was a 3-second gap when I got overtaken by 4th, I believe. Too early. Too late on the gas and opening the steering. We were actually gaining on them for a second there. We were at 2.1, I saw it. 5 seconds to 6. 28.3 across the line last lap, okay. That's the pace that I want, but I just can't reach it this race for some reason. I think I'm turning in too early for that hairpin as well, which is losing me time on the exit. Let me try something new on this lap. This race is the first time I've touched the track today, aside from the 5 laps I got before the race started. Yellow flag. Blue flag, okay, so it's a back mark again. Nah, but if you turn too late, then you just don't make the apex at all and you're too wide. It's really hard to get the cut back. I want to try something different again on this lap. 5.7 in front of 6. Blue flag, there is a bad marker. 128.1, okay. We're at least getting faster throughout the race. Especially with the fresher tyres now. You did that corner wrong. Yeah, that's the guy who impeded us on our last qualifying lap. I followed him around that corner. It was terrible. Except he wasn't ghosted like that, he was solid like the guy in front of us. Ah, limits. That'll be limits. Yep. I looked away from the screen. I noticed how close we were to 4th. Oh! I'm not serving it now, which means it's going to be turned into 1 second. There we go. Not slow on the exit though. Not fast on the exit though. Oh, right. Terrible. Alright, well, we set a 128.1 last lap. And I don't think we were faster than this lap, but we definitely had that pace towards the end of the race. Took a while for us to get into our groove, but as the tyres started to wear down, especially after the rough driving at the first start of the race, the lap time did start to fall off. But when we got the fresh tyres, it was actually there. We got the pace, and we started to actually hold on to the podium for a second there before coming into the pits. If we didn't change tyres, I reckon we might have been able to stick up with the guys, because Sony Boy finished 18 seconds behind first, and if we didn't change tyres, we would have had 6 seconds, and we would have lost time by fighting. So yeah, we might have been on par with coming out with Sony Boy rather than coming out with the PC race. But all in all, not a bad race, given we started in 7th and did go up to 3rd. but just couldn't have it because of the pit stop. You can do the race without changing tyres, but it does help with the tyre. I don't know, I feel like I need a way bigger lead if I'm going to choose the tyres. I can't do it if I'm sitting in, well, I was sitting in first, but I didn't realise how close everyone else was to me, to be honest. But either way, that is race number 1 down, and we got 5th place, so not too bad. Not the first place I'm aiming for, but still upper mid-pack. Not the 4th place that I thought we might get, but it's 75 points to the board at least, which extends our points ranking to 220. And out of all the people in our lobby, not the worst, not the worst. I feel like that should put us, so at the moment in the region, we are 357th. So that's with a fairly tight leaderboard, to be honest. But coming 5th, I reckon that'll put us back down to 400th or something like that. But that's as more people get more points and people below us get wins and we don't, and blah blah blah. We need to get our driver rating up a little bit because that gives you more points on the board to actually score from. So we are halfway through driver rating B at the moment. So it was just over 3/4 a little earlier in the year, but I had a bad run in races and got a few penalties, and it kind of made my driver rating go bad. But with mid driver rating, you get about 90 to 100 points depending on where you are in driver rating B. So if I do these here, that would get my driver rating points up, but at the moment we're doing the Manufacturers Cup, and I don't want to do online races because that's where the people who don't really take the game super duper seriously go. Well, actually, you got your driver rating. There actually are some faster drivers. I don't know who I'm kidding here. This game can be very competitive. I mean, I'm 357th in the region. And that's out of how many? Oh, 357th in the region. Damn, okay. I'm pretty sure it's out of 1,800, maybe 2,000 people. So, not bad. We're in the Asia-Oceania region, so it's not a very big one, or a very populated one, rather, but not the worst. Now, I want to see where we so in local rankings there's like no one here, so it doesn't really matter, but manufacturer ranking we are 16th as well. I want to try get to the top 25% in this race, which is why I'm really wanting a win, because the top 25%, if I go to here, it will tell me that the top 25% is 12th, so we are currently for the manufacturer, we're 36th. So, oh, wrong button. So to get to 12th, which would be the top 25%, I don't know if 12th is going to be on the cards. Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's actually some pretty good rankings there. So to get to 12th, they have 171 points. If they get another 80, see, it looks like these guys are getting consistent scores. I did actually get a race win on that weekend, but they only took the 9th place finish rather than my win, so I wasn't able to get the 88 points, which would have put us up to 17, hang on, 52, 60, 162 points. So we would have been sitting in 14th rather than 16th. So we've been put behind a little bit. We would be in the top 25%, but I mean, at the same time, that's racing. Sometimes your race just gets ruined and you just have to live with it. Now in the region we are 357th, and to get to the top 5%, which is where you get the most amount of credits from this provisional reward here, we would have to be, wow, 88th. Okay, that's quite high. Now the big reason that I actually do these races is because the number one person in each region or manufacturer or whichever first gets to be taken overseas to compete in the Gran Turismo World Series, which is where you pretty much just race people in real life. But benefits, benefits. Now 88, where's 88? So 88 has 213 points at the moment, so it'll be a bit difficult to get up there, especially given that we don't even have 100-point races. But yep, maybe next season. But to actually be taken overseas, you have to be in the GT1 category, which is this one here, which we are not in because we aren't in GT1. But it's all the A+ and S drivers. Now you can get up to 500 points in a race, I believe. So there's some really tight racing in these lobbies, and people really put it all on the line for this. But either way, wrong button again. So we got a 5th place finish there. This is the last round until midnight tonight. So hopefully we can get maybe a podium. A podium would be good. I'd like a podium. But either way, whatever happens, happens. Right, let's get a little bit of practice in. Oh, put the controller too far away. Did I clock off at work today? I don't think I did. That wasn't a bad race, actually. I'm happy with that. I think that's limits. There was an aggressive downshift and corner. My chair is actually moving away. Oh, okay. My chair is actually moving away from the wheel. Believe it or not. double apex the corner by accident, but that was just me trying to keep the car on track after a mistake. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. As soon as I stepped out the first time and tried to keep my foot down, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not keeping this. I wonder if I should stay in first for that corner. Because this car you can drop to quite a low gear. Nope. You can either gain a lot of time or lose a lot of time on that hairpin. Right now I am doing the latter. There's 2 tenths up on sector 2. Okay, I've got that pace. I figured it out. He was right, just brake really, 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 really hard. Not super duper late. I feel like I can adjust my my braking point on that last hairpin, but I don't want to do that in a race or a qualifying session. Right, who we got in our lobby? Dusty Cowboy, not really someone to worry about. He can be, but not all the time. Nah, not really many people that I recognise. All good, all good. Any Audis? No Audis. Not one. Not many people went with the Audi this season. So we're fighting with a little bit of an underdog. There's a lot of Ferraris, a lot of Nissans, there's a few McLarens. Quite a bit of Mercedes actually. Right, how many points on offer here? 89 points. Okay, so not the 90 anymore. Alright, so we currently have 220 points on the board. Not the worst, to be honest, based on what I'm seeing here. Right, about to go into qualifying. Gonna aim for a 28 flat. See if I can pull that out of the bag. It looked like I had a 28 flat in the bag on the last lap before jumping into the race session. So we'll see what we can do. Sitting in pit row at the moment, waiting to go out. We don't get to choose when we go out, we just get sent out. There we go. It's going to build a little bit of a gap through the first part before the windy section. Just so that I don't get compromised like the last race. Terrible hairpin to start the race, or start the fast lap. I don't need to be on my brakes for the left-hander or anything. Wow, really slow first sector. Bit early on the brakes there, to be honest. Bit early on the brakes. I know what it is. They're accelerating before they get to the apex. There we go. Must have gear shift. I feel like that was a slow hairpin. 0.06 of a second behind pole. Nice. Was a bit of a bounce. That wasn't good. But we didn't miss the gear shift, so maybe. Nah, or maybe. Turned in too early. Only a few people will have another shot at qualifying though, so we'll see how many people have a chance at taking our pole position. Nah, not quite. Lost it on that last hairpin. I thought it was slow. Alright, so the person in second just missed out on pole by a tenth. Almost 2 tenths. Are we gonna get third? Alright, so it looks like we're gonna have a bit of a tight race on our hands. Low 128s is the benchmark. 27.885. Oh, we got 2 different types of Mercedes in this race. Alright, and Zildjian went into the pits, so he won't have a good lap. Alright, so we're starting second on the grid. So we're going to be on the inside to turn 1, I think. So that means that we may have a very good race on our hands. We have 89 points on the table. Yep, we do. Sweet. And we are 100 points in front of first place at the moment. 24 points in front of third place, and almost 60 points in front of fourth. So in terms of the point standings as well, we're one of the highest in the lobbies, probably the highest by the look of it. So we got a very tight race on our hands by the looks of things. But for our lobby ranking, this is where I'd expect us to be, anywhere between 7th and 2nd. Anywhere below 7th and I've had a bad race. 7th isn't exactly a good race either, but you know, better than dead last. Good luck everyone. Enjoy the intro. Alrighty. Attempt number 2, or race number 2 of round 3 of the Manufacturers Cup, Deep Forest Raceway, 20 laps, medium tyre. We're not going to do the pit stop this time. Well, no, we're going to do the pit stop, but not the tyre change. There's 2 tenths between us and the leader, and not even a tenth between us and third, and 2 thousandths of a second between third and fourth, and then a tenth between fourth and fifth. So it looks like the top 4 might be very close. We're going to try and follow the leader and see if we can just hold on to him. Might do a little bit of defense to hold off third and fourth going into the first corner, so we can try and build a little bit of a gap through the S's and see where we sit in the race. Ideally, I want to pull away with first and only have to fight him. But as I say, this is racing. Anything can happen. Especially when you got 20 laps with 4 times tyre wear. Right, here we go. I'm gonna go to the race radar for the first corner. Oh no, we're on the outside for the first turn. That Mercedes has a good pickup. Not quite making it work on the hairpin, but trying to leave space for first place as well. He got quite a good jump from that, which has left us under contention from second a little bit. Oh, don't look behind you on the corner. Going way too late on the brakes. Definitely gaining on first through that sector there. Braking a little too early, to be honest. trying to get that move done. I haven't decided whether he's slowing me down or not. I believe he is. But at the same time, he is faster than us in some sectors. But we're also pulling a lead to third place, and that's kind of what I want to do right now. I don't really want to go for first as aggressively as I am, because I want to race for the last lap of the race. Like, I'm okay with getting first before the last lap, obviously, but I want to just hold off until the last lap before doing anything drastic. Who's last on the brakes? I didn't turn. I was gonna say, outside of that corner's brave, bro. Bit of a bad corner onto the straight, but still gaining a lead. Right, so we had a couple of corners to fight for that, but we managed to keep it clean, keep it tidy, and gain the lead. It's got a way better top end than us, though. Oh yeah, way too early turning in. I'm gonna leave it in first coming out of that corner. I want to see what that does. I was wondering if I'd get that. We're still 2 seconds in front of third, so we're still in a very good spot here. Doing exactly what I wanted to do. Getting on the gas just a little bit early to get the switcheroo done. Come on, bro. I wanna fend off third. Oh no, I touched the grass. Okay, you don't have to touch me though, bro. Wow, I lost so many positions just from that. Not watching my line. And that's how quickly it all unravels, folks. Wow! All that because of my dirty tires. Okay, alright. Down to 8th. First is only 5 seconds in front though, so see what we can do. Bit of work to do though. Oh no. I knew that was going to happen. I tried not to. Yeah, I knew I was going to get that. Alright, well, I'm just going to do my pit stop then. Wow, that was terrible. That race completely unraveled. It's going to be difficult though, because we need to make sure our tyres last till the end. I didn't put in don't fuel. Oh well. Alright, so we're at the back of the pack now, but that should give us some clear air to just focus on our race pace, and we'll just rely on an undercut then. Just need to get better than 5th to beat our points. So did I just brake later than everyone else, or did I just brake too late for myself as well? Is that a penalty just for tackling someone or what? The guy into the hairpin? Because I'm sure I broke early enough for that. What? I just drifted wide in a corner. Right, I don't think we're getting a good result in this race. That's terrible for our points. It was going so well as well. That's just how quickly racing changes. Yeah, that's racing, but racing is painful sometimes. Well, I'm kind of sad now. That was an awful jump to the left again. God damn it, it just might work. And anyone who decides to change their tyres gets a 5-second disadvantage to the pit change time I had. Because you can easily go to the end of the race with these tyres, but depending on your lead, you can decide to change your tyres and get fresher tyres and a little bit more speed, but you lose 5 seconds in the pit stop and potentially be sent further back into traffic. Our pit stop was fine, we didn't get much traffic, but we did our pit stop because I pretty much spun out on 3 different corners on 1 lap and just went, fuck it, I'm going to come into the pits and make it my slow lap. And then had a couple of bad laps after it, but regaining it now, getting back on the pace I want to be on. We just need to watch how that front right is wearing, because that's going to be the hardest one. And when everyone else needs to pit as well, they'll be coming back down to us anyway. I'm just looking at the gap between me and first place though, because that's at 30 seconds. And I want it to be at 24 if this pit stop strategy is going to work. And we also have to go through all this. 3 GTRs, no, 2 GTRs and a Supra. And now an Audi R8. Right, so mid to low mid 28s is what I want to be seeing. Okay, Cova's gone into the pits. Let's see how close to us he is when he comes out. Still in the pits. He's still in the pits. We're just watching him on the map in the top right. He's coming out of the pits. What's that? 7th? Okay, not too far. And that's who is in 2nd place at the moment. I'll lose a bit of time through this section with these guys. I want to get past them all on this straight here. This is not an easy track to overtake on, if I'm being honest. There's not a whole lot of space. That right rear is actually starting to look pretty bad, to be honest, but we're over halfway through the race, so it shouldn't be terrible. And all these guys are yet to pit as well, so we'll see where we are. Maybe the leader's pitting will convince him to come in. I'm pretty sure that RX... Oh, is that a Supra or an RX-7? It looks like a Supra, but it looks kind of like an RX... not 7, Vision. Okay, tyre time is falling off. Oh, another car has entered the chat. This track can make the playing field so close. That was slow on the gas. Oh, he came across. I didn't think he would. I thought that gap was open for me to take, but no, apparently he was going to come across. Unbeknownst to me. Right, so the leader is 32 seconds in front now, which is great. And he's in the pits, so he must be further in front than the person on the map who's leading into the hairpin. Damn, bro. Are these guys going to come into the pits? I think the black GTR in front of us has already come into the pits actually. Don't give me another 9th place finish. Too late on my break point. I have a feeling this guy behind me is on pressure mediums. I'm still on the mediums I started the race with. See, I've already done my mandatory stop as well, so I don't actually need to. This is why I'm mildly annoyed I had to go into the pit so early, is that my lap times are going to fall off a lot towards the end of the race, and anyone who did decide to do the tyre change is going to have way fresher tyres in. Has everyone pit already? Damn, that sucks. Okay, so our race did unravel all because we made that mistake up in the lead. I dipped a tyre in the grass and spun it round in the windy section and went all the way down. Alright, well that's this race result gone. Guess I'm not getting the... That's annoying. That might have just lost me 9th place. We'll see how this goes. Which means we got the inside for turn 1. Just go a little slower on the apex to hold off an over-under. I'm defending 9th place when I was fighting for 1st only a few laps ago. My tyres are absolutely dead. Not even gonna let him have a look. I'm okay with taking the outside here. Even on worn tyres. You gotta give way to me, bro. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, look at that. Alright, we brought it across the line in 9th. Oh well, we're about to bring it across the line in 9th. It could have been a win, but we just couldn't keep it together on the winding part, so it looks like we're not going to be getting the most amount of points we probably could have in this race. Bit worse than our 5th. That was a bad race, I will say that. But I'm not disappointed in my 9th performance. I'm annoyed at that small rookie mistake that I made of dipping the tyre in the grass, but in terms of my overall performance throughout the night, not the worst I've seen. I know I've done a lot worse than what I did tonight. Alright, 9th place. Not great. Yep. And we only got 59 points, which gives us 204 points in total. That sucks. That really, really sucks. And the next race isn't until 12 PM, so we're going to wrap it up there. I want to thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy this racing, even though it was a catastrophic failure by the end, make sure you let me know by doing exactly what you know what to do. Leave a like, hit that sub button, and leave the notification bell on, just so that you never miss one of these races. There is another one this Saturday around the Nürburgring. It is, I don't know how many laps. It won't tell me until the next round. But it is the 24-hour track, so it is the full version of the track, and it's in Group 3 again as well. I imagine it'll be only medium tyres. Don't imagine it'll be soft. Could even be hard, but either way, we got a 5th place finish, a 9th place finish, and we were fighting for 1st to start off with until our race just unravelled, and we managed to keep our position until the end. So not a bad performance overall. But again, thank you all so much for watching, and if you did, I appreciate it very, very much, and I shall see you all in the next one. Peace out, Grease Monkeys.